Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to OpenLine. This is a special segment we do the fourth Thursday of every month called Ask a Lawyer, where you, the viewer, get to call in and ask your questions. Tonight's guest is Kevin Kennedy, and the number's at the bottom of the screen, 737-plus, 737-7587. And those of you that have been holding since the break, we'll get right to you. Let's see here. On line 3, we've got John. Are you there, John?
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I was convicted about 35 years ago for driving on a remote habitual traffic offender. So what I did, I couldn't afford longer. I petitioned the court myself. And I went in front of the judge, and he took it off from me. So what happened, the prosecutor went in and said, hold it. I need to check and make sure he don't owe us nothing.
Okay.
And what happened, he went in there and checked, and he come back, and he said he's done paid everything, Your Honor. He don't owe us nothing. But he said, all right, Miss Stephen, you're welcome to go get your driver's license. So I go out to Tennessee Department of Safety, and they tell me that I owe Sumner County, the same one I petitioned. So I said, what I owe them? He said, you owe them some tickets. I said, they say I don't owe them nothing. So what I got to do, petition the court again, or what?
I might try to go to the clerk of that court and ask and say, this is the circumstances. Will you give me a statement saying I don't owe anything here? You can take that statement and then go to the Tennessee Department of Safety and see if that will correct it.
You know, and this is a prime example of call twice.
Yes.
Okay? Because when you call down there, you will hear 2 or 3 different things. I know that Nashville recently, this is a great thing that I think that General Funk and the judges have got involved in. But we have a class here that if you're caught driving on suspended or revoked, if you go to the class, what the class does, it lets you know specifically what you need to do to get your driver's license back.
It's excellent.
Because it's very convoluted. It's a difficult process, and I feel so sorry for some of these folks.
Well,
they're getting
now
10
I'm
answers.
telling you, Nick, every time you try to get on the phone,
That's right.
they've got you on a voicemail for 30 minutes to an hour. And so, you know, what is fair to the taxpayer?
When the Department of Safety is no longer allowed to take lawyer phone calls over there like they used to, where we had a way we could call and find something out, so you're just like everybody else calling and getting several different answers.
Right.
You know? That's a great problem. All right, see here on line 4 is Maria. Good evening, Maria.
Hi, how are you?
All right.
I had a question in regards to a equal opportunity charge.
Okay.
A few charges was filed with the company that I was working for. Prior to those charges being filed, I never received anything negative as an evaluation or anything. Within a 3 to 4 week period, I was retaliated against in retrospect of immediate write-ups were made up within less than 2 weeks apart, and then I was terminated as well. And so I don't know how that will work.
Well,
if it's considered retaliation.
Yes. One thing I might share with you, you might turn your TV down just a little bit. Sometimes it creates some static backwards.
Okay.
But the truth of the matter is, when you file an EEOC complaint, equal opportunity complaint, then it will be investigated. They will usually give you a right to sue letter at the conclusion of that investigation. That is not all inclusive. What you really always have is a right to bring a separate civil action. Their actions, if you can prove that they have retaliated against you because you took advantage of a legal right that you have, then there would be some civil liability. The whole purpose of the equal opportunity complaint is so that there is not abuse in the workplace and that the workers can be treated fairly. So what advice do I give you? You can document. If you see this coming down the pike, they're documenting against you. Why don't you get a co-worker to do some documenting for you?
That's right. That's good advice. Okay, here on line 5 we have Gene. Good evening, Gene.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's nice to talk to both of you.
Thank you.
I have a question. My scoring at the Better Business Bureau, I bought some stuff through a Home Shopper network, and I paid off that. I got some more stuff, and it wasn't really what I wanted, so I sent it back.
Okay.
And they're still charging me, and they're still putting a bad thing on my credit. And my credit score right now is 611. How do I go about getting it straightened out and everything? And they send me a bill of $111 a month or $115.
Well, at least they're not hitting your credit card. You know, so many of these companies want to get your credit card and they want to set it up on a monthly withdrawal. You can stop that. You have a right to make a response to the credit bureau. If they're coming back and they say, we've got this complaint and outstanding debt, you have a right to write and say, I dispute this, I don't owe this, and that is a part of it that can counteract it. They also can't continue to harass you under that Fair Debt Collections Act. Of course, you know, somebody can send you and I a bill tonight. We can get a stack and say, you're going to pay it, or we're going to turn you in the credit bureau. Hey, guys, I don't owe you. So again, that's what that act is for, and you may even have to go and consider other further government agencies to try to do an investigation on these people, because you know, that borderlines on extortion, fraud, all kinds of things when they're trying to get you to pay things that you don't owe.
And it goes on quite a bit because a lot of folks don't know their rights and don't exercise those rights.
That's the intimidation and the bullying.
All right, line 6 is Kim. Good evening, Kim.
Oh, hi guys. Listen, I've got 2 issues, and I hope, Nick, you would let me get them both out, because I know this is my last chance to get some answers, okay?
Sure. We're with you. Hit them quick.
Okay. First of all, Mr. Kennedy, you're both attorneys, so either one of you. I need to file a quiet title because there is a lien on my property, and the company has gone out of business many years ago, and I need to get that off my title.
Okay, I'll tell you what to do. You get a real estate lawyer, file a petition for quiet title. There's probably not going to be any problems. They're going to run publication. Then he'll go in front of the judge and say, Judge, there's no opposition to this. He'll give you a court order, take that court order with a legal description in it, and file at the registers, and you quiet your title. Next question.
Okay, now, I have this judgment. It was a disputed one, but I lost, so there's a judgment against me from several years ago. It has to do with like a credit type account.
Right.
But the attorney, okay, let me say this. I also filed something called a debtor's exemption, something like that.
Yes.
Everything that I have is on that exemption, and the attorney is fully aware of it. However, what he's done recently, is he filed a non-wage garnishment to have the sheriff come out and try to take my personal effects. But when the sheriff came out here, he noted that I had the exemption, so he didn't do anything but say, you need to make arrangements to pay this guy.
Okay.
Now, I'm disabled, so I don't have anything but Social Security, and the attorney is fully aware. Is this abuse of process? Because, you know, when he did that, that added another $4,500 on to the judgment because of the filing in the court and paying for the sheriff to come out. So is this abuse of process when he could have sent me a letter and said, hey, have you gotten a job? Are you still disabled?
I think you're doing excellent, and I think that's something to consider. Again, you know what kind of advice I would give if I was in that situation. I try to, rather than put up with all the harassment, I might try to talk to a bankruptcy lawyer. You can file, and if he tries to do anything when you're in the bankruptcy, you know, that's a federal offense, breaking that federal stay, and he can get in some serious trouble over that. So when there's a will, there's a way. Seek some more advice in regards with that. I'm so glad you did that exemption. What she's talking about, if there's a judgment, there's certain things you can exempt in personal property. You have to file that with the court, and then they wouldn't be able to attach those things.
All right.
Great question, though. Thank you for calling.
We've got about a minute here. Let's see. Barry, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. What's your question for Kevin, quickly?
We want to know what the grandparents' rights is on the visitation
situation.
Okay, good. You know, there's a lot of disputes. Some people say there's no such thing as grandparents' right in the state of Tennessee. That's when you need an experienced, creative lawyer. If this lawyer was involved and people said, we are going to be involved with that child, then that's one that needs to come to the Kennedy Law Firm, because, you know, I hear all this. There's all kinds of cases pending in the courts right now. So again, the squeaky door gets the oil. If it was my grandchild and I was having problems and couldn't see him, I'm going to advance the cause. Somebody'd have to stop me, because we're going to keep going. So that's what my interpretation is. And on the converse, everybody needs their own lawyer.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Take the rest of your phone calls on OpenLine.